Hello, welcome to Mystical Adventures. I'm so glad you've joined me. My name is Vivian. Happy winter solstice. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever you celebrate, may it be blessed. And welcome again to my show. I'm so excited tonight. I've got my special guest, Brad. So I just want to remind you before I introduce him and bring him on that I'm still having that holiday special, 35% off sessions with me. So check out my Facebook page, check out my website if you'd like to learn more. If you book your session before, if you book it before the end of the year, you can actually schedule it before January 15th. So all you have to do is purchase it before the end of the year to get that sale price, and it ends December 31st. You can check that out on creativepsychestudio.com or my Facebook page also. Creative Psyche Studio, and Psyche is spelled Psyche. How is that conjunction working for you, my beautiful audience? I am feeling the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. I believe I was born under a Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, and I feel some energy. I feel some energy this holiday. So I would like to introduce my friend and guest. I'm so psyched he's on the show, y'all. He's he's just an inspirational person to me. He's a friend, a colleague. He's very spiritual. He's very innovative. And he is a humanitarian healer. He loves to give. He loves to help people and use his gifts to help humanity. He has been teaching others about crystal and sound healing for the past decade. He is a crystal and sound healer, and he is a universal white-time gemstone healing practitioner, and he teaches classes on this as well. I have personally been to a sound toning circle with Brad, and I found it to be absolutely uplifting, phenomenal. The energy that he creates with the crystal bowls, the crystal singing bowls, his voice, the vortex of energy he creates in a room with a class is absolutely uplifting. And I could feel the combination of the music and the crystal bowls. He also had crystals there, realigning my energy, cleansing my energy, connecting me with the other members of the group, with Brad, helping me to clarify my own energy and chakras and to enter a really positive, uplifting, altered state. I think I can definitely recommend him. I think he's really good at what he does. And I'm just so honored that he's come onto the show to share some of his gifts with you, my audience. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Bradford Tilden onto my show. Welcome, Brad.
Thank you, Anne. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited you're here. How is the conjunction affecting you, my friend?
I'm loving it. I'm still living it. I invested a lot of time in myself yesterday to connect with the energies. And in a sense, I created my resolutions for 2021 yesterday during the conjunction. Very simple: to manifest new programs of joy, freedom, abundance, and health in 2021. And leaving that open so that the universe can manifest things that are beyond my own personal human capability of envisioning.
So Jupiter, so Saturn, using the discipline of Saturn for the goals and the vision, the expansiveness and magic of Jupiter. I love it. And yeah. What an auspicious time to set a goal. Maybe it's still, close enough to the conjunction we can take advantage of that.
Sure. I'm still feeling the energies.
I am too. It's very intense. It's a cool combination of those lessons and discipline and the practical side of Saturn with the expansiveness and visionary openness of Jupiter. I think it's quite magical. So, Brad, for my audience who might be new to crystal healing, can you just tell folks what crystal healing is in your own words?
Sure. Crystal healing is using the vibrational properties of crystals and gemstones to bring your energy back into alignment. That's one really scientific way of approaching it. Crystal healing also, you can create a symbiotic relationship with the consciousness of the crystals because they are alive, and you can work together to bring about healing and manifestation, opening up your own abilities, and also sending distance healing. You can also nurture your vibrational body with the vibrations of crystals. For example, you can actually get some vitamin C from an orange calcite because it's the same vibration. So some crystals are the same vibration as minerals. In fact, a lot of supplements are derived from crystals and minerals, and even medications. So the crystals are the pure form, just like herbs. Crystals are a pure form of nutrient in the form of vibration, but they're also alive, so they can work with you. And we can all learn to feel and distinguish the vibrations of crystals. And I just think that they're so wonderful because they're so permanent, and you can, with respect, treat them with care, and they can be lifelong companions. And,
I love how you describe that. And I work with crystals myself. I can feel their energy and their consciousness. And I love how you talked about, compared to maybe some other modalities, you don't have to ingest anything to gain the benefits of this type of healing. It's vibrational. I think that's a really cool part of crystal healing. And it's just so easy. You can take a crystal with you. You don't have to light anything or eat anything or set anything up. It's so simple. It can be simple. It can be more complex, I know. And Brad, I would love for you to tell us about how you yourself got into crystal healing.
Sure. It's a great story. I will reduce it to a quick response. I never anticipated that I would become a world-renowned crystal and gemstone healer and teacher. Really, I owe it to a single experience where I received for the first time a gemstone layout in the modality of universal white-time gemstone healing. And it was such a profound experience, I decided to study under the teacher that modality. And I also, you'll appreciate this, I was led to this woman by a series of breadcrumbs from the universe, significant coincidences. I found myself in front of her at a front door. I didn't know who she was, but I had a dream about her that I wrote in a journal a year and a half prior. And so I was really paying attention to why the universe brought me to this woman's doorstep. I thought I was going to sell her a piece of healing equipment called the Amethyst Biomap, which she didn't buy, but the universe got me there to have that experience, to say yes. And then during the first class that I took with her, it was as if a cork was removed, and all of this knowledge, countless lifetimes and incarnations as a crystal and vibrational healing master, the sound also fits in here, it flooded my conscious awareness. And I retained almost all the information and an intuitive connection that has only grown stronger since, with the capability and communion with the crystal consciousness. So it was really, it took my life into a completely new direction, but the direction that was in alignment with my true purpose and why I incarnated here. So I made the right choices to plug into my own higher selves mission, so to speak. And I have never looked back since. So
you followed your intuition, and I think that's such an important factor in so many innovators and mystics and people in all sorts of situations who experience success, who identify that a big factor in their success is that they were courageous enough to follow their intuition. They were courageous enough to recognize, as you said, the breadcrumbs, the synchronicities, to take a leap of faith. And it led you to the dreams, these synchronicities. It led you to meet this person who empowered you to open this doorway. And you wouldn't have been able to do that had you not taken your dream seriously and followed your intuition.
That's correct. It was a matter of trust in the universe, um, um, releasing fear, and taking the risk. It was risks to take. Where I was at that time in my life, I was working as a massage therapist, self-employed in a metropolis, and here I am finding myself 2 hours south in a borrowed car, deciding I'm going to do this course of study with this woman with very expensive, very special classes. But it all manifested. It happened, and just the obstacles I had to overcome. With the bigger the risk, the bigger reward, and just the amount of things that had to line up and decisions that I had to make to support this process to get there, to have that experience and to follow through with it is amazing. There's so many ways I could have not connected with that woman at that time in that way, but it was. I don't believe in fate, but I was destined to reconnect with this information, and here we are sharing it with the world.
Here we are.
We are.
And I am wanting to invite Brad to share with us right now the Crystal Spirit Helper of the Week. I asked Brad if he might tune in and see what Crystal Consciousness wanted to come out and offer us some guidance and support for this holiday week. Brad, would you like to tell us?
Absolutely. So of the many crystals that could have called out and said yes this week, the one that really stood out the most is a beautiful green gemstone called chrysoprase. And yeah, I can see that. So there's different shades of it. It's very nice. It's a nice stone. And chrysoprase, the message that chrysoprase has for us for this holiday season is one of love and compassion for oneself and for others. Many people struggle in the holidays, maybe the grief over a lost loved one or discordant relationships with their family. There can be a lot of tension and anxiety in the holiday season. And this season, amplified by everything that's going on in the world, it can be very trying for people. And chrysoprase is a stone, it's a heart strengthening stone. And you can actually feel the vibration of it if you look into it. And just bring this vibration into your heart and feel how it strengthens your heart. And it also allows you to trust your emotional authenticity, but also be more understanding of other people, that everyone has their own struggles. But chrysoprase, in the fact that it heals the heart, it can strengthen you so that you can be easier in the navigation of the holiday seasons. But it helps one remember the commitments that they make to themselves. So before you go to the holiday festivities or family functions, set some strong intentions for yourself to resonate with love and strength of truth, and call the vibration of chrysoprase to help give your heart that strength and that confidence that you desire to be strong and be stress-free as much as you can through the holiday season. So this can replenish and refresh your energy through your heart chakra with the intentions of compassion and understanding. So this is
so beautifully said, Brad. And I love how you let us know that we can tune into the energy as you held that crystal up. And I felt it immediately when you said that. I felt it in my heart. I also, and I'm wondering if you, viewer and listener, even if you're a listener and you're not watching this, you could perhaps feel the crystal energy just from this audio broadcast. I also felt kind of a grounding energy from it, and I could feel it in my heart. It was so beautiful. I love the advice for this week because I think a lot of people out there are feeling the stress of the holidays, of the usual pressures of the holidays, of the unusual pressures of the COVID, Christmas, Hanukkah solstice holiday, and of loneliness and isolation as well. So I love how there's that heart chakra healing piece to this. Brad, I want to ask you, we've got just a couple more minutes before we're going to take a call. What advice would you give someone briefly who wanted to just get started with crystal healing, who's never done any kind of crystal healing before?
My advice would be to open up to the possibility of receiving one as a gift, or go to a store and allow yourself to be attracted to one. And also to remind yourself that crystals are alive, and that the more that you treat the crystal as a living being, the more responsive and reciprocative the communication will be. So anyone can connect with crystals. There's no learning curve. It's a very natural thing to do. We all just need to be reminded of the possibility.
So someone could be attracted to a crystal, just use their intuition, see what they're drawn to. And of course, we both recommend that you cleanse the crystal in some way, shape, or form. There's a million ways to do that, but just even using your intention to cleanse it from other energies.
Yeah.
And then you can, just someone could hold it in their hand. They could put it next to them.
I like to carry it around. When I'm learning a new crystal, I also put it under my pillow at night or on my nightstand. Nighttime is a really good time to commune with crystals in your dreams and everything. But I've got a lot of crystals, and this one's my companion crystal. It's a golden healer Lemurian seed crystal, which has information on my website about them, as well as some upcoming events.
And Brad gave me one generously. I have meditated with it, and we were just talking about it before the show, how it has this beautiful multi-dimensional healing energy and helps with manifestation. And I was totally tuning into that. So excited about the new crystal friend that I have. Thank you for that again.
Of course.
So we are in the point of the show where we're going to take a call, and then we're going to bounce back and tell the audience, Brad, about your specialty in universal white time gemstone healing and your upcoming classes and how you can get a hold of Bradford. So stay tuned for that. We're going to mention that at the end of the show. Really quickly, we can just mention his website, though, because I want to make sure I get something in there. crystalmusichealing.com. That's his website, but we'll go over more of it in the end. So I see we have a caller, Brooke, in Oroville, California. Welcome, Brooke.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome to the show. I'm here with crystal and sound healer Brad, and we're talking about crystal healing. Have you ever worked with crystals before? Are you interested?
I haven't. I do live in where.
You do live in a what?
They're probably all around. In Butte County, we have almost every mineral. So we have a lot of different crystals and stones here that just naturally occur here.
Oh, I bet Brad would be excited to be in your neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can harvest one yourself. And I mean, that's a really personal relationship with the crystal, isn't it? You find it in the earth.
Well, I mean, we have a lot of quartz and ones that have yellow and green and purple, and I don't know the names of them all, but they're very pretty.
Oh, I bet that's really cool. Well, you might want to use your intuition, even if you don't know the name or what it's for, and just see what draws you when you're picking them. And Brad is going to tune into your energy as I'm going to give you my intuitive response here, Brooke, and he's going to give you perhaps a crystal prescription that might help. So I will let Brad do that in a moment. So Brooke, let me first ask you, how can I help you today, my friend?
I'm not sure. I was actually one of the reasons that I've been calling you. I felt like somebody's trying to, getting the message correctly.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brooke, you were cutting out. I heard you say something about a message.
Yeah, I feel like somebody's trying to tell me something, but I'm not getting the message correctly.
Ah, I see. So, all right. Well, let me just tune into your energy. I'll pull a few cards and tell you what I'm sensing, okay? Well, Brooke, as I'm tuning into your energy, I get a very feminine energy around you. And I'm not sure if that is the perhaps person or entity that you were feeling might be wanting to make contact with you. But I'm feeling, just as I tune into your energy, that there is a sense that connecting with more people would be really helpful to you at this time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that maybe there's a little bit of a disconnection or isolation.
Definitely. Well, half of it's quarantine, the other half, life has been rough for the last couple of years, so we kind of stopped reaching out to people.
Oh, Brooke, I'm so sorry. You keep cutting out like every word. And I heard that, yes, you can identify what I'm talking about, and I couldn't quite make out the rest.
With quarantine, we haven't really been going very many places. And the last couple of years, we've kind of stopped hanging out with our friends as much as we used to.
Right. So with the quarantine. And I pulled a few cards for you, and I do have the Hermit, which is the card of solitary experiences, as your first card. And it feels like you have been rather solitary. Like so many of us, your social life has been affected by the quarantine. But I feel like the message that I'm feeling coming through around you, and I do feel like you have some sort of sisterly, feminine guide around you, Brooke. And I feel like the message that's coming through is be willing to connect with others and try to find new ways of restoring your hope and your sense of connectedness in a community. I feel like the message is don't give up, that I feel people are wanting to connect with you more in your social circle, and it might take you reaching out to them more, taking the initiative before you are able to establish that connection. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm writing this stuff down.
Do you have people you think might be interested in connecting with you, but there hasn't been communication?
We've been trying. We kind of feel like a lot of the friends and stuff either are under quarantine or they're really afraid right now, and so it's really hard to go or do things because you don't want to take the risk involved with all this. And for me, I don't want to make somebody feel uncomfortable because they're worried about it the whole time around.
Well, I did pull the card of technology and communication, the Two of Wands, in the advice section. And so I'm wondering if more phone calling and video chatting and Zooming is temporarily, not for forever, but just for right now, a doorway to help you connect more with those around you.
Okay. I mean, I video chat with my nephew and stuff like that just so you can see my face and know me.
Yeah, well, I think the message I'm getting is don't be afraid to reach out more to people with video chat. Don't be afraid to reach out to more people with phone. You're not alone. And even a small amount of more Zooming and video chatting and calling and emailing is going to help you feel the support that is around you and your community that is around you. I want to ask, we only have a few minutes left. I want to ask Brad, what crystal would you maybe, or crystals would you maybe recommend for Brooke in her situation, Brad?
Yeah. Hey, Brooke. Nice talking with you.
Hey.
When I tuned in, I saw like a sort of like a static or maybe some dust like somewhere up above your crown that was kind of creating a filter that doesn't need to be there, and basically of the thoughts and just what you were talking about, not wanting to concern other people and stuff. But just like Anne, definitely to do more video chat and phone chat. But the stones that came through were actually iolite, which is a dark blue stone that helps the third eye for more psychic communication, so you can actually feel more connected to people, even if you're not actively communicating with them. And also a popolite to break through that little cloud of worry and really connect with a higher source of communication, like a guide or someone like that will help you. And then finally, if you can find one, a white aventurine, which that stone itself will filter out any of that congestion and allow you to feel more comfortable and confident in your body alone or even in communication with other people. So those are things that came to me for you right now.
Thank you, Brad. I'm sorry we're coming to the end of the show here. Brooke, I hope that was helpful, and I just want to thank you again for calling in.
Yeah, it was helpful. I mean, I took a bunch of notes.
Right.
So I could go back and look at them.
Crystals. Reach out more, my friend. Try working with the iolite.
Spinal surgery, so maybe I need to clear the congestion before then.
Oh, maybe that would help as well. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to you, Brooke. Thank you so much for calling. And we've just got a minute or so left. So, Brad, I would love for you to tell my audience about your upcoming classes and your Facebook page. How can people get a hold of you? What do you have coming up?
Well, right now, Facebook, you can check it out. It's Crystal Music Healing, and that has my upcoming events. And because of the situation with quarantine and everything, I'm creating more of an online platform. I'm teaching a workshop online about Lemurian seed crystals in January. And there's a class called the New Earth Teachers, which is a series of 10 classes to prepare people for the shift to the new earth using crystals, meditation, symbols, all sorts of things, which is an offshoot of universal white time healing, which is the modality that I specialize in. Those are my 2 upcoming classes, and I've got sound healing concerts that I live stream as well. So if you want to stay connected, please like my Facebook page, Crystal Music Healing, and reach out to me at any time. I love talking to people and helping. And Anne, you're great. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Brad. And if you're not on Facebook, you can check him out on crystalmusichealing.com. Okay. And we didn't get to talk about universal white time gemstone healing this time, but next time, I hope you come on again, Brad.
Absolutely.
And we can talk about it then. I want to thank everyone so much for tuning in today, tonight, this evening, this morning. I hope you have a blessed holiday. Work with the crystal energy around you. Work with the guides and your connection with your higher power to create the best holiday possible. And don't forget, chrysoprase is a great stone for this holiday if you'd like to work with crystal healing for this holiday. Thank you again so much, and I will look forward to seeing you next time on Mystical Adventures. Take care.